Game is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USA Athletics, helping the world keep promises. Best in the game, easy call. Kyron Hudson right there. He had the SC Top 10 number 1 and number 3 plays, apparently. Two incredible catches, Jordan Morshaw, Cody Kessler with Kyron now. Which one was harder, speaking from the receiver standpoint?
Which one was harder? That's a good question. I'll say the whole shot, to be honest.
Which was the second one for people that don't know. How come?
Just embracing that contact, I guess. Holding it in. And it's not an easy catch being a hold shot, like the angle and the flight of the ball. It's not an easy catch.
Kyron, obviously the catches are great, and we'll probably talk more about those things. But from a team perspective, a lot of build-up going to this one. LSU, they were talking, and I'm sure got a little chippy out there last night. But what is that like when you're able to, all the offseason work that goes into it, and then you get a big victory? How can that, propel this team into maybe a really great season?
It's just all the hard work coming together. I mean, this brotherhood that we have, we worked so hard during this offseason. And so just seeing it all come into play, it's like hard work does pay off. And so just continue to use this as fuel throughout the season.
We saw a preview of it in the bowl game, but what did you learn yesterday about your quarterback? Or let me say it this way. What did the rest of the country learn about Miller Moss that you already knew?
Learn that he's going to be Miller. And I've seen this years, and I'm just super excited that he's out there. He's being able to be out there and showcase his talent.
You're listening to Kyron Hudson on Trojans Live, and both you and Miller are examples of patience in this era of impatience. You've had to wait your turn, and you stuck by it, and you stayed here at USC. How did you handle it? I mean, you came in as a big-time prospect, came out of a big-time school. Who's in your circle? What were those conversations like that you had where you decided to stay the course, instead of just jump ship?
Just believing in God's process, praying every night, controlling what I can control, having my family in my corner, my friends, my teammates, my coaches, just continue to push and trust the process. And everything happens for a reason, and I just thank God for it.
Did you and Miller ever have conversations about it as guys that were sort of, probably working together a lot on the practice field, but, behind some other high-profile guys?
Definitely. I mean, we talked about just when the opportunity comes, be ready for it. And so don't count your plays. Just when you have the opportunity, be ready for it.
You and the old man Kyle Ford, both you guys together, the old veterans in that group. How'd the young guys fare? You thought out? The lights were pretty bright last night. The show's on, man. It's time to go. How'd the young guys do out there?
Man, they did their thing, man. Just being able to watch them, Jacoby, Zach, Lem, just go out there and put a performance on like they did. It's super, super exciting, and I can't wait for more.
I think Dennis Simmons is one of the better wide receiver coaches in the entire country. How has Coach Simmons helped you develop into the player that you are today?
Just learning different coverages, learning the schemes, learning players. I mean, he taught me so much, and just really dialed in into what this position as a receiver is.
You're listening to Kyron Hudson on Trojans Live. And Sean mentioned, you've been here a little while, and Kyle Ford's been here a little while. And I was thinking about it. You guys are almost like a bridge to that sort of previous receiver class. When you came up, you got to watch Drake London have one of the best college years I've ever seen out of a receiver. Mm-hmm. Kyle was even here before that, got to watch Amon-Ra work. You probably, given your high school stuff and relationships, have probably seen that, Amon-Ra work as well. Definitely. Do you impart some of that knowledge onto these young guys? Like I see we have these big targets now, and I think, turning into Drake London would be a great thing for Jacoby Lane or Deuce Robinson, right? Do you tell them some of those things that you watched him do, even though, you maybe are a slightly different profile of receiver?
Just saying just how he preparated for the week, using his skills that he was God gifted with, and just using their body. I mean, they're both really tall dudes, and he is also. So just really dialed into what he did, and just telling them to use your God-gifted talents.
You talked about it a little bit after the game last night. Being a captain, obviously huge win, but this is one you got to, lock it away, put it away. We counted it, and let's move forward to the big one. Because this could, consider a trap game, a lesser opponent. You might think, we could take it relax. What's your message to your teammate and try to get this thing rolling?
Just super excited for the outcome that we had, but we're on to this week, and just be ready and dialed in, and be excited to play.
All right, so you talked about the whole shot one, the second catch. I got to ask now, though, and I'm sure everybody wants to know. Talk us through that first one. Was it an over route? Were you running kind of an over route, and then you got a little bit more vertical?
Yeah.
And Miller stepped up and saw that, and I guess what was going through your mind when the ball was in the air? Was this something where you kind of black out and it's just natural, and that's something I've done before a million times? Maybe not the catch exactly,
Yeah.
but those type of plays.
I think it's just seeing the ball in the air and just having to make a play. And I think Miller put it in a great spot for me to be the only one to make the play. So I just give all credit to him.
And that's why I say it was an over route that you guys kind of adjusted on. That's that chemistry Jordan's talking about.
You just give all the credit to Miller Moss on that play? No, no.
That's because he wants about 10 this week. But no, that was awesome. That was just so cool to see. And Jordan just said 2 veteran players working together. And that was Miller stepped up and saw you kind of break a little bit more vertical. So that's awesome. As a former quarterback, love seeing stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
I know everything's digital now. You print that photo out though. Can we get that one printed
That's gotta
out?
go
I
up
know
in the
Kyle
room.
keeps bringing it up to me. I think I have to.
Do you remember when it was kind of like you had it initially, right? And then it's out of your hands, and then you're coming again and pulling it back in and landing on it. Do you remember the whole process? Because when it happened at first speed, we're like, did he catch that? No way, right? And then you watch it and he caught it twice. Do you remember that process as it went through it?
No, to be honest, I think I just saw the ball, I went for it, and then I just knew I had it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much.
You were sure you caught it. You sold it great. I
No.
mean, you got up immediately, went straight into
No,
oh,
most
absolutely,
definitely.
I caught it. And then I got a lot of reviews like, well, let's see. You always got to check that review,
No,
but
for sure.
you were sure the whole time.
Most definitely.
So obviously awesome to play in that type of environment in Vegas, but now you get to come back home in the Coliseum. What's the message to the fans this week? And Lincoln just talked about, showing up and showing out in the Coliseum. What's the message to the USC fans as we get our first home game this week?
We're just super excited to play home. I mean, bring the talents into the Coliseum, showcase the brotherhood that we have, and just be ready for Utah State.
Well, we're ready for it. Kyron Hudson going to put on a show with his teammates on Saturday. USC, Utah State, presented by Coke. Kick is at 8. We go on at 6. The home opener at the Coliseum should be a fun one. Congratulations, Kyron, on a huge performance in the season opening victory. Don't wait until game time to plan for retirement. Open your free iTrust Capital account today and get your crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Well, women's soccer is winning as well. We're going to talk about that when we come back on Trojans Live.